Welcome back, YouTubers, to another episode of NBA 2K15 MyGM with the Oklahoma City Thunder here on ESGNet. This is the Thunder's franchise. This is episode 21, and it is Christmas. Yes, this season of sharing here. Of course, this is the middle of, or the beginning of July, but in this video game here today, we're getting ready for the big Christmas game that happened this past season here in the NBA between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs. There you see 21-8 for them for the season here. At home, they are 12-1. Very impressive there. In the last 10 games, they are 9-1, and they have won 4 straight as they go into this game here. So right now, we're just checking out some messages here, of course, on social media, seeing what everyone is talking about, and of course, probably talking about the great game that we had there against the Trailblazers there. Of course, now we are going to have to go to the Alamo City here to take on Tim Duncan and Tony Parker of the Spurs here. And of course, we see here we got a player conversation here, and got Nick Collison. Oh, great! Now what's he want? Of course, we just re-signed Collison to an extension here to the team, and we'll have to see what he is asking us or asking from us here today. It says that the player would like to discuss a broken promise, and we'll see here. He is talking to the GM here, and of course, we'll see what kind of promise. Oh, yeah, okay. So he wants us to lower the intensity of the practice there, and I believe I did raise it up there at once because they wanted me to raise it up because they were complaining that it was getting too intense. So now we got a player now saying that he wants us to lower it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and lower just his intensity to the practice and leave everybody else alone unless someone else comes up and says, or the trainer tells to lower the intensity. But yeah, we got a game there you see on Christmas Day, like I said, here against the Oklahoma City, or against the Spurs. There you see we are 5.5 games ahead of the Trailblazers, and there you see the Nuggets at 10. The Timberwolves there at 11, and the Jazz 15 games behind us. So we'll go here. There you see we're going to be at the A&T Center there at the Alamo. I actually been to this arena before a couple years back when my sister graduated from the Air Force. It's a nice, really nice stadium. I wish I was there to go see a basketball game. But at the time, I think they were on a road trip or something. So, but there you see Tony Parker and his teammates there. So we'll be quiet and take you guys out to the game here against the Oklahoma City Thunder against the San Antonio Spurs.
Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. With our Santas Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We're live at AT&T Center. Welcome to San Antonio, Texas for this Spurs home game. You look at the Thunder. These guys are hot, no doubt about it, continuing to put up win after win.
Well, they were a fashionable pick to be one of the NBA's top teams coming into this season, and that's exactly the way it's worked out. Maybe they've even been a little better than what we thought.
Steve, it's really been a stellar season for them. I mean, all that hype, I think, was justified, and I do not say that much. I think a lot of stuff is overhyped, but not these guys. We've seen them win in a lot of different ways. They're a complete team.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Ran outside at the 3 with Ibaka playing the power forward. Russell Westbrook out there with Anthony Morrow, and it's Perkins in at the 5. Russell Westbrook still among the league leaders in shots at the rim, but Steve, he's expanding his offensive arsenal.
Well, he's improved as a three-point shooter. You know, he's got a great pull-up jumper from mid-range already, especially from that foul line area. So Westbrook really is a threat from all over the court.
He dishes it to Durant. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Here's Ibaka. Rebound by Parker. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Ginobili leading the charge.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
Now here's Westbrook. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Portland.
Well, he was aggressive at both ends of the floor. He had 3 steals in that game, remember?
Yes, yeah.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted, the aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
That's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Now let's find out what head coach Greg Popovich had to say to Doris Spur. Doris?
And my first question was, what's the plan against Kevin Durant? Probably the premier scorer in the entire league. He said, well, it starts with trying to keep the ball out of his hands, because once he catches it, you're kind of at his mercy. Guys, Durant's so long, he can just shoot over the top. When he does get the ball, expect to see some double teams.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
Well, it's absolutely incredible when you look at Tim Duncan and see the impact he continues to have on games at his current age. I mean, he looks much as he did early in his career. His game has really withstood the test of time, and I think it's partly due to his conditioning, but his IQ is a big factor, and his game has always been one that's been anchored in fundamentals and staying close to the ground.
Here's Ginobili following the score by Serge Ibaka. Ginobili kicks to Parker. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. Ginobili's got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, nice way there to get your first basket of the game.
And at 38 years of age, Tim Duncan still going strong, guys.
Timeless. I mean, his dedication to diet and fitness, his flexibility, it's enabled him to remain in peak form. Maybe he doesn't move quite as quickly as he did 6-8 years ago, but he's shooting the ball better than ever. Footwork and his fundamental game obviously has always been there. So just an amazing late season or late career run for him.
3-on-3. Outside Durant. Fires the 3. Again, Durant missing. San Antonio leading by 4. Parker passes to Ginobili. Duncan kicks to Parker. Leonard sets a screen for Parker to the left side wing. 5 to shoot. Beyond the arc. And it's Parker again missing.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. If he's got his A game rolling here tonight, we'll see.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Parker dishes to Ginobili. Back to Parker. Wants to get it to Duncan, and does. Second shot opportunity, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Spurs.
You got to like the consistency they're showing with that mid-range shot.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Nick Collison's checked in for Serge Ibaka. That one misses for Duncan.
You know, I get the feeling that Tim Duncan would make a mean poker player. With his reluctance to display emotion on the court, it's pretty clear when he's on the court, the big fundamental is all business.
Spurs leading by 4. Leonard the pass to Splitter. Parker kicks to Ginobili. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. A baseline J. That one goes. Count it. And that's now 9 points for Tim Duncan.
And you talk about Duncan's reserved demeanor, snubbed from the All-Star game last season, but you never hear him complain. That's just not how he does things.
And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line. So we'll see Russell Westbrook go to the line here. That one on Parker. And for Duncan, as respected Clark as he is, you wonder if he's gotten the recognition that he truly deserves.
Well, it's like a lot of things, Kevin. Sometimes you don't truly appreciate it until it's gone. But he's one of the 10 best players of all time in my book. Consistency, high-level performance, championships, every measure you use to evaluate him makes him one of the 10 best to play.
Now here's Parker. He has 5. Splitter dishes to Parker. Just 5 on the clock. And Duncan with the basket on the assist by Parker. And 11 points for Tim Duncan.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something that you get away from.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. At this point of the game, always important to stay focused. And while the coach goes over the game plan, these players are getting a much-needed chance to rehydrate and refuel with Gatorade. And guys, we know the drill well, all 3 of us drinking the Gatorade too.
Yeah, no question. Right. I mean, Kevin, people have no idea the fatigue that can set in during a telecast. And so it's important for us to stay hydrated all game long.
Clark, you're always hydrated.
Yeah, I try to be, but it's usually with a combination of H2O and Gatorade.
I love Gatorade. And look at Steve, got the Gatorade shirt on.
Yeah, he's really immersed in the Gatorade.
Yeah, gotta love it.
What hot hands have been coming from the ranks of the small forwards this past month? A look at the leading shooting percentages for those players. The 4th spot held by Kawhi Leonard.
And that tells you about those players' ability to slash through the defense and get to the hoop effectively, because you have to be getting a lot of layups to have that kind of shooting percentage.
But you also have to have an excellent outside shot, and all of them do it. Small forward, you have to be reliable from the perimeter as well.
Now here's Westbrook. 6 points for him. Durant for 3. And Splitter pulls it down.
This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
Nice shot by Ginobili.
They've done a lot of good work with the ball. Really moving both the ball and moving bodies, getting quality chances at the hoop.
And they're not wasting chances when they get them. I mean, they're hitting their shots.
Now here's Durant. Really played well against Portland in his last outing.
Coach Scott Brooks of the Thunder, he's brought great stability to this organization. A lot of talent on this roster, but doesn't always fit in terms of their offensive flow. So the Thunder like to keep it pretty simple with their X's and O's.
Thunder trailing by 8. Westbrook with it. Picked up by Ginobili. Back to Westbrook. Feeds to Morrow. Shoots the 3. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists in the game. San Antonio's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Parker kicks to Duncan. Outside Leonard. Collison against Ginobili. Banked in off the glass. Ginobili's got 7 points.
Their offense already flowing. Some stellar shooting while jumping out to this lead.
Well, high-quality shots, and they've been on target with them.
Here's Morrow, averaging 12 points a game. Rejected by Ginobili. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. Stolen by Westbrook. Here's Morrow. He's covered by Leonard. Puts it up. That one wide left.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
And he gets it to go. And now a 9-point San Antonio lead.
A perfect 4 for 4 for him to start this game out.
Boy, he looks fresh and confident out there right now.
Here's Morrow. The 19-footer is on the money. Morrow's got his second basket of the night.
Well, you just have to admire and love a shot like that from Morrow. Perfect form.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
Well, you look at the recent history between these two clubs, it's been odd. I mean, last year they got swept in the regular season and then rebounded to actually take them down in the playoffs.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. Bellinelli comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. And then for Oklahoma City, Steven Adams, he's checked in for Perkins. Jackson comes in for Anthony Morrow. And it's Telfair in for Russell Westbrook. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, now an opportunity to look at some of the stats on Patty Mills. Now, the last month of basketball was for him. He's averaging 11 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you really can't find much fault with him as far as his performances lately.
Yeah, he's been very, very dependable, steady, doing pretty much everything they've asked of him.
And that one falls for Jackson. They really did bounce back.
No doubt. They made the adjustments and got things done when it counted most.
And so Jackson nails both of them. Reggie Jackson has taken a much larger role, Steve, for the Thunder over the last year or so. Last season, doubling his minutes, taking the place primarily of the injured Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, well, the injury to Westbrook created an opportunity for Jackson. And, he was so successful that ultimately when Westbrook came back, that the two of them played together quite often. But Jackson, I think, has turned into an excellent reserve guard in this league and maybe someday a starter. Oh, ridiculous.
What a move.
Tore it down that time. Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, now's when they need a little spark anyway.
1:30 left in the first quarter. Offensive rebound. Diao, the pass to Splitter. Goes up again, and the basket by Diao. Diao's got his first 2 points of the night.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
Yeah, and even though it's early, I mean, that's a great sign for them for the rest of the game.
Durant kicks to Jackson. He feeds it to Telfair. Back to Jackson. Fires for 3. And Splitter pulls it down. Splitter's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And here's Mills. Right now averaging 11 points a game. And there's the pass to Green. 6 to shoot. Beyond the arc. Can't get it to go. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Fresh from a win against Portland.
And you look at the box score from that game, guys, and the first thing you notice is how many turnovers they forced.
Yeah, and one thing the box score doesn't show is just how many points came as a direct result of those turnovers. There were a whole bunch of them.
That's tipped. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Spurs leading by 4. There's 14 seconds left in the first. Mills dishes to Diao to the paint.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
The Spurs shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Well, impressive free throw shooting as a team this season, right around that 78% mark.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
And both free throws good for Mills.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
Now Telfair. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
He was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on it.
It's a special New Year's Eve NBA celebration. Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers next Wednesday, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
Yeah, this team is on the same page, no question. They're right where they need to be offensively.
And they're hitting their scores with on-time and on-target passes, too. That's fun to watch.
Thunder trailing by 4.
The Spurs were able to take the top seed in the West once again and set themselves up for yet another deep playoff run.
So for Oklahoma City right now, ran outside at the 3 with Ibaka playing the power forward. Jackson is out there with Telfair, and it's Adams in at the 5 spot. Mills with it. They set the pick. He kicks to Splitter. Pass to Diaw. And Durant sends it back. With a step back. Nice jump shot. Good. Durant's got 4 points this quarter.
As you said, the Spurs were the top seed coming into the playoffs and in the West, but they were pushed to the limit early by Dallas before cruising to the NBA Finals. And I can go back a number of years where the #1 seed has had a tough time in its first-round matchup only to get to the NBA Finals and in some cases win it.
Dishes it to Ibaka. Blocked. Here's Mills. His last outing, he had 8 points. That's good. Bellinelli's got his first 2 points of the night.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
And for the Spurs in their run to yet another NBA title, they didn't seem to have any weakness in any facet of their game.
And, you know, a little bit of that was overlooked, I thought, Kevin, heading into the final series against Miami, but certainly not afterward. One of the things that so impressed me was the depth, the quality of play that the Spurs got from everybody that Greg Popovich called on. And that really was the difference. They had 8, 9 guys playing at a high level when Miami only had 1 or 2 guys most nights.
That's a great thought. Jackson in the corner. In low to Ibaka. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Well, it's been a heck of a recent stretch for these guys. The centers and power forwards averaging the most points in their position in the last 10 games. Serge Ibaka is second.
You know, that's as scary a collection of big men as you'd want to see. Game planning for any of them is a challenge because you know how much defensive attention you're going to have to devote to them.
Yeah, it's almost like you've got to pick your poison. Either you leave other areas of the floor open and put some extra bodies down low, or you risk one of these guys running wild on you.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Splitter. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Green. And Parker's subbed in for Patty Mills. And a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Westbrook's checked in. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
I have no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, I mean, you can't be wrapping guys up like that. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. That's a meaningless play.
Anthony Morrow's checked in for Oklahoma City. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Here's where Oklahoma City sits in the NBA statistical standings right now. First in steals, first in field goal percentage, and they're also #1 in three-point shooting. This is a team that loves to cast up shots from behind the arc.
Yeah, Clark, this is a team that scares opponents because of that steals number that you talked about. They're so good at anticipating plays. They seem to have a good scheme defensively night in and night out. They know their roles. They make their rotations. They read the passing lanes, and they frequently get out there, make steals, and then get out in their transition game.
Serge Ibaka, the 24th pick by the Thunder back in 2008. From the start, Steve, his incredible work ethic has shown through.
No doubt, Kevin. He's become one of the best two-way players in the NBA. Excellent defender, can guard 4s and 5s. A terrific weak-side shot blocker. And that jump shot, that 17-footer, has given Oklahoma City the spacing that offense needs.
And for Ibaka, his offseason trainer also worked with Kevin Garnett. I mean, he said that's who Ibaka reminds him of with his intensity and attention to detail in drills. And that's something that's overlooked. Being a perfectionist while you're practicing allows you to perform at a high level. He's the type that wants to do it again and again until he gets it right.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Perkins is checked in. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
And you think about Ibaka's development, part of his adjustment to the NBA initially was just learning the language. When he first was drafted, he barely spoke a lick of English, and now it's become his fifth language.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, going into last year's NBA Finals, Tim Duncan gave the Heat some bulletin board material. He said, quote, "We're happy that it's them," and promised, quote, "We have 4 more games to win. We'll do it this time." A rare show of bravado, but his teammates will tell you, beneath his icy exterior, he's one of the most competitive people you'll ever meet. Kevin, he's got the championships to prove it.
They redeemed themselves, Doris, and now look to repeat. Thanks.
Great defense there. You really have to challenge him at that range.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Ibaka. The jump hook. Again, the Thunder score. Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against Los Angeles.
It was the definition of a well-played game. Very hard to find any weak spots in that performance.
Steve, you're right. I mean, everything I thought came together for him. The final score really tells the story.
That's good.
Well, I tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
The Spurs have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Parker kicks to Diao. It's stolen by Ibaka. Jackson against Leonard. Jackson misses.
Really good work defensively. This coach has to be happy with his team.
Yeah, forcing that miss right there, great effort.
Leonard with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Jackson against Parker. Here's Duncan. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Duncan's got 13.
Tough assignment for that defender with the size mismatch we're seeing.
Yeah, I just don't think he's big enough to handle it.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Look at Oklahoma City. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And of course the San Antonio Spurs, right behind them, just 1 spot down.
For the Spurs, they've done it again this season. Established themselves as one of the league's elite teams.
And that's really the mark of a great franchise, Clark, when you can do it over and over again, particularly when the expectations are high, because the pressure's on, and all you can do is continue to work and compete and try to perform at the same level you've been at, and that's exactly what this team's doing.
Double team on Parker. Pass to Leonard. Here's Duncan, and it's San Antonio with another.
I'll tell you what, he's made more than a few of those in his career.
Thunder trailing by 4. Tomorrow from the arc. The Thunder with another miss.
Boy, you wonder what the score of this game would be if they weren't pulling down all these rebounds.
Love what I'm seeing from them in the paint.
Westbrook against Leonard. Westbrook kicks to Morrow. Back to Westbrook. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Ibaka. Another miss by Ibaka. San Antonio leading by 4.
Oh,
down that time. Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Ibaka's got 7 points for the quarter.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, going back a few seasons, the Thunder with a great young foundation, but they were faced with some tough financial decisions. In the end, Serge Ibaka was extended. James Harden was traded. Now most would argue that Harden is the better player, but of course, as far as fit is concerned, Ibaka, I think, was the right choice because of his defensive prowess.
And the Spurs making a change here. Joseph's checked in. Nick Collison's checked in for the Thunder. And let's run down for you the top 3-point shooting point guards in the league this season. You look at Mills, second in the league, extremely accurate from beyond the arc. And, of course, Reggie Jackson, just trailing him.
Well, a lot of the point guards in the NBA don't get enough credit for how well they shoot the ball. So give this group their due. Some outstanding long-range shooters right there.
No question about it, Steve. And being able to knock down the 3 ball as well as this group can makes them so much more effective at the point guard spot. It really causes problems for the defense.
And Serge Ibaka, Clark, a player that every team in the NBA covets, stretch 4 with 3-point range, who also blocks shots, and he can play some center too.
Kevin, that's a very unique skill set he has. I mean, actually, he might be the only player in the league who truly fits that description you just laid out.
Spurs leading by 4. The feed now to Joseph. And Jackson with the block. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. Kevin Durant's checked in for Anthony Morrow.
Now into the lineup for the Thunder. Kevin Durant.
Here's Parker. 5 points in the game. Duncan with the screen on Westbrook. Joseph. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Now the dish to Collison. No luck.
And excellent interior defense there. Good rotations.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a real presence inside. Takes up a lot of space.
Well, it's been all about pace and space with them. Tempo, the fast break points, just a huge advantage.
Yeah, they've been looking to push it all the time and to get that early offense, and they're doing it well.
Westbrook kicks to Durant. Looking for Ibaka. He gets it there. From deep. And it's Durant missing.
In the first quarter, he was killing them from outside, but he can't get it going here.
Joseph dishes to Parker. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 6th assist on the night.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
And the Spurs with possession. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Kicks it to Diao. Clock at 4. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. With the tip, it's good on the putback. And now it's a 10-point Spurs lead.
And that's a really deft touch right there, guys.
And he just guided that ball back up and in. You know, Clark, just a fingertip touch on the ball.
Really well done.
Yeah, you don't need to catch it and gather and try to go back up if you've got that type of angle, and he really took advantage. The defenders need to talk to each other. The communication lacking there on that three-pointer.
Now here's Joseph. D right on him. Duncan right side. Diao, the screen. Duncan right side. And the Spurs scoring again.
I think he anticipated that the defense would be there, and that's why he leaned in like that.
Here's Durant. And Leonard with the block. And so that brings the first half to a close. It's the Spurs as they end the second quarter with a massive 16-7 run. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Tony, you guys have seemed to be in a good groove lately. Taking a broader look at the season, what's important for this team to have success this year?
To stay healthy. I like our chances this year. Our young guys got a lot of experience, and we play good basketball right now, so hopefully we can stay healthy and play good at the end of the season.
Tony, thank you as always. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the start of the third quarter after this break. Now the third quarter about to get going.
We've seen Tim Duncan getting it done. He's got 21 points, and what a force on the boards, taking over on the glass.
Well, at this point, just stay out of his way, guys. I mean, he is dominating the paint.
Thunder trailing by 9.
A lot of high hopes for the Thunder heading into last season's playoffs, and it didn't go quite as they had planned.
And Durant gets it to go.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a little.
It does look like their energy is lacking at this point.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Spurs. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Ginobili and Leonard on the wings. And it's Parker in at the point. And Westbrook, here we go. Great D that time from Duncan.
Just an enormous advantage for them on the boards.
Guys, the key to the lead, to me, has been they've dominated the glass. It's that simple. They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Westbrook against Parker. He dishes it to Duncan. 13 feet away, and they will call over the back on the play.
Well, that's an aggressive play, trying to get that rebound, maybe a little too aggressive.
And it was totally unnecessary, Steve. He was in no position to get to that ball. He should have just conceded.
Westbrook kicks to Durant. Looking for Ibaka, he gets it there. Count that one. Ibaka's got 13 points.
And their offense is flowing. It's clicking right now at the beginning of the second half. They've made 3 of their first 4 attempts.
To the left wing. Here's Duncan. And it's blocked by Ibaka. Launches it. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Morrow.
Boy, the shots finally dropping for them in bunches, and I'll tell you what, the complexion of this game has totally changed.
You know, that kind of offensive eruption was the only thing that was going to get them back into this one.
Leonard, the pass to Splitter. And that one's good. Splitter's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Outside Westbrook. Back to Durant. Fires from the wing. Rebounded by the Spurs.
Can't get a much better look than that, though.
Sure can't. Not one you'd expect him to miss there.
Duncan. Soft touch off the glass. Duncan's got 23 points.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Feeds to Morrow. Lets it go from deep, and he gets it to go.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the three-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those shots, though.
To the inside. And there's Ginobili. That's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 8th assist in the game. Thunder trailing by 5.
Tony Parker, I don't think there's any question the best player ever to come out of France. In fact, back in the summer of 2013, he led France to the Euro Cup championship in Slovenia. Just a terrific performance there for Parker.
France has really produced some quality NBA players. You think about Boris Diaw, Nick Batum. Batum actually carried France in that title game against Lithuania.
And the first one drops. And for Boris Diaw and Parker, they grew up together and they'd won a gold medal together in the U18 European Championships.
And for 13 years, they've tried to get that second gold medal. But I'll tell you, the quality of play around the world, Kevin, just continues to get tougher and tougher. And France, definitely in that upper echelon.
Duncan kicks to Ginobili. The tray. Here's Splitter. Offensive rebound, and that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Thunder trailing by 3. Durant kicks to Morrow. Outside Westbrook. He feeds it to Durant. To tie. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Durant's got it all tied up now for the Thunder. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Leonard on the wing. There's the 3. No good. Durant with some nice D. Here's Oklahoma City. They're on a 16-6 run. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, Coach Greg Popovich, the reigning coach of the year, a big part of his approach is empowering players. He says, quote, it's a player's game, and they've got to take charge. Rather than try to manipulate them, he said, it's a great feeling when players get together and do things as a group. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
You know, giving his players room to lead and allowing them to take ownership, I think that's part of the genius of Popovich.
And the Spurs with some changes. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Duncan. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili. Sebastian Telfair, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Leonard attacking. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Leonard's got 4 this quarter.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
And here's Morrow outside. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
That's a weapon they've been allowed to use at will today, Steve.
I'll say the defense has been ineffective trying to run shooters off that three-point line.
Now Bellinelli. Right now averaging 7 points a game. 6 to shoot. Here's Leonard. Durant with some nice D.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Westbrook kicks to Morrow. Here's Durant. Count the bucket. Durant's got 26 points.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
The Spurs continue, guys, to be one of the top-tier teams in the league, both offensively and defensively.
Well, great discipline and efficiency, the continuity of the roster, the stability, and, of course, you know, what Pop calls corporate knowledge, just the unity of this roster that has grown over the years.
Boris Diaw's checked in for San Antonio. Nick Collison's checked in for Oklahoma City. Reggie Jackson comes in for Russell Westbrook. 5 to shoot. The 3 from Mills. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant. Durant's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And for the Spurs, hey, defensively with Duncan and Splitter inside, they've got the size to protect the paint. Leonard, their wing stopper, is terrific and can guard any position on the wing. They use their length to contest shots late and avoid cheap fouls. And the other thing you like about them is they didn't give up a lot of free throws last season.
Green kicks to Mills. Back to Green, looking to end the run. No good. And the Thunder going the other way now. Here is Telfair, outside Jackson. And the pass to Telfair. He kicks it to Collison. That falls. Great assist by Sebastian Telfair. And now a 7-point Thunder lead.
Well, the Spurs were just terrific offensively. The best three-point shooting team in the NBA 3 of the last 4 seasons. And I think probably the best passing team as well. They really move the ball and get great movement in their offense.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
Let's take this chance to look at the teams that have been the league's most efficient passers this past month. In the third spot, the Spurs.
And what really stands out during this recent stretch is just how well they're passing the ball. This is a club that is very unselfish.
And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
Here we can get a look at Oklahoma City, Kevin, and what kind of numbers they put up these last 10 games. Tops in scoring, first in field goal percentage, and they're also #1 in three-point shooting. This is a team that loves to cast up shots from behind the arc.
And the points that they're scoring per game that you talked about is really a result of great offensive execution. And this is a club that works well together. They get great looks, and they'll also score in transition.
Telfair dishes to Durant. Pass to Collison. Tries from 7, and he gets it to go. And now a 9-point Oklahoma City lead.
Love the energy here in the third quarter, trying to exert their influence and take over this game.
Well, this is the time to do it. They cannot let up at this point. Got to keep it going.
And Theo kicks to Bellinelli. San Antonio again missing.
Kevin Durant's so potent offensively. I think at times we overlook his defense. That's an area he's really improved, and of course the length that makes him so tough to deal with offensively also serves him well at the defensive end of the floor.
Green, the pass to Mills. Back to Green. 1:24 left in the third. Here's Diao. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. Tries to save it. Dishes to Splitter. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
And Durant, no question, a two-way player. He blocks shots, he rebounds like a power forward.
And I really like the fact, Kevin, that he's gotten stronger since he came into the league. Also, he's able to hold his ground much better as a result at both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Thunder.
How about the three-point shooting we're seeing so far, guys? Amazing.
I've been impressed with how well they penetrated tonight, too.
Steven Adams, he was taken 12th overall by the Thunder in the 2013 draft. You know, viewed as more of a project, but what an impressive start in his rookie season. I think he's the future in terms of the center position for Oklahoma City.
Corey Joseph's checked in for Patty Mills. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Russell Westbrook's checked in for Sebastian Telfair. And Joseph kicks to Green. Pass to Bellinelli. Kept alive. Pass to Joseph. And there's the feed to Green. From outside, off the mark. The Thunder leading by 9. Outside Westbrook. Outside Durant. Jackson dishes to Durant. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. 31 points for Kevin Durant. Now Bellinelli. Jackson drives it.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right. Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Thunder out in front, leading by 14. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio.
It's a special New Year's Eve NBA celebration. Chris Bosh and the Miami Heat go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time.
And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Well, tremendous point guard play, but that's nothing new coming from him. This is what you expect. The gorgeous feed there.
And so it's San Antonio with it. It's a 14-point game. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Taking a look at the Thunder. Ibaka at the 4 with Perkins at the pivot. Russell Westbrook out there with Jackson. And it's Durant in at the 3 slot. Ginobili with the 3. No good. Some solid defense there from Jackson. The Thunder leading by 14. Outside Durant. Ibaka sets the pick for Durant. Shot off the screen. San Antonio with the rebound. Diaw's got 11 rebounds in the game. Good on the shot. Joseph's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for San Antonio. Thunder shooting so far very efficient all around, about 55%. Jackson against Ginobili. Now the dish to Westbrook for the 3. Rebound San Antonio. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
That's it, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Tim Duncan.
He's been a bright spot for them. He's had an incredibly efficient offensive performance.
Steve, his shooting really has been just terrific. They'd be much worse off if it weren't for him, that's for sure.
Here's Perkins. It's hauled in by Diaw. The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Ginobili kicks to Joseph. Feeds it to Ginobili. Durant against Duncan. Just 5 on the clock. Duncan with a screen on Perkins. Ginobili attacking, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Manu Ginobili in the final year of his 2-year contract extension with the Spurs, Steve, and some speculate that he may retire after this season.
Yeah, fantastic career for Ginobili. You know what I think, Kevin? I think Ginobili, Parker, Duncan, and Popovich should all just walk away right now. Just, go away together, and this has nothing to do with me coaching the Warriors. Nothing to do with me at all. This is about them. They've earned this. Walk away now, guys. Just leave.
I hear some admiration, but I also hear some sarcasm in there, too, from our partner there.
Tony Parker's checked in for San Antonio. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Morrow's checked in. Westbrook kicks to Durant. The 3 from Morrow. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Durant's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And Ginobili certainly will go down in history as one of the all-time great 6 men, alongside the likes of John Havlicek, Kevin McHale earlier in his career. I'm throwing out some old-school names for you young bucks.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And Manu, a two-time All-Star, won 3 NBA titles with the Spurs, an outstanding career for a player drafted 57th back in 1999.
Splitters checked in for Boris Diaw. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He's not pleased with the careless turnovers offensively, saying, listen, we've got to get shots. It's as simple as that. We have to play smart and value the basketball. Kevin, did it sink in?
Thank you, Doris. Parker passes to Ginobili. Duncan left side. Back to Ginobili. Kicks it to Duncan. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Duncan's got 27.
Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
Got that one up quick. 10 points for Russell Westbrook.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
Spurs trail by 11. Parker outside. He dishes it to Splitter. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down. Well, as far as the defense goes, Clark, that is not what's going to keep them in this league.
Yeah, but from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here.
It's Durant with the drive. And Steve, Kevin Durant, truly one of the best scorers, and the statistics would show that league-wide every year, and last season's MVP.
Well, he's improved his game in pretty much every category, whether it's rebounding, ball handling, passing, defense. Incredible to see a player who was already historically great just take his game to another level.
And with Kevin Durant, his goal is to become the greatest player in NBA history. Nothing less. That's what he's striving for. He sees that potential in himself, believes it is there, and I think that motivates him.
And what I see with Durant, he's fallen in love with the process of becoming great. The hard work isn't so hard for him because he truly enjoys the process of working to get better at basketball.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
What a performance from Durant here. He's got 33 points, and he's unleashed a barrage of three-pointers on him.
Well, you got that right. You can tell he's on target because as soon as the ball leaves his hands, it looks like every single one of them is going in.
You know, you could tend to think of the Thunder as a top-heavy team with the all-stars they have, but they actually get a lot of production from their bench, which makes them a championship-caliber team.
Durant hits them both. This Thunder team was very deep last year, as you said. They were 3rd in the league, Steve, in bench minutes played.
And even though the bench wasn't really carrying the offensive load, they were good defensively and they kept things close. Really all they needed to do was eat minutes, and they did that a lot last year.
On defense, Oklahoma City. Parker kicks to Ginobili. He feeds it to Duncan. 13 feet away. Ibaka with some nice D. The Thunder leading by 13. And the pass to Morrow. Takes the 3. That's good. Morrow's got 15 points here in the second half.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the defense getting bombarded. They just haven't been able to slow them down.
Duncan with the screen for Parker. He took good advantage of that screen.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Now here's Westbrook. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
You look at the turnover situation, guys, and it's not been that bad. Just a handful, and when you take care of the ball like that, that can help you build a lead.
Spurs trail by 14. Parker outside. Duncan right side. From 18 feet away. The putback, and it's slammed in by Splitter.
Really quite surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds given what the scoreboard says.
Yeah, it's not typical. I mean, they have been really dominant on the glass.
Here's Morrow. He kicks to Perkins, the 17-footer. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket. The Spurs have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Parker dishes to Leonard. In low to Duncan. The shot is off. Some solid defense from Ibaka. The Thunder leading by 14. Westbrook drives in. Passes it to Morrow. Jacks up a three. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. And here is Parker. Duncan outside. Inside. Splitter, that's good.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
Outside Westbrook. Perkins with a screen on Leonard. Durant the pass to Westbrook. Clock at 6. Screened by Ibaka. Here's Morrow. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
So much can be said about the Spurs' dominance as a franchise. I mean, 15 straight years of winning 50 games or more during the regular season. And, you know, last year they were at least 500 or better against every other team in the league, and they have been since 1976.
That free throw good for Morrow. And guys, think about the history of the Spurs. They didn't even come into the NBA until 1976 when they made the transition from the old ABA.
Well, you talk about a fan base that is spoiled. I mean, nearly 40 years of beating every team in the league, more than they've been beaten by those teams. So just an incredible record.
Adams, he's checked in for Perkins.
When you face the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of the things defensively that you have to prioritize is keeping them out of transition. This team is long and athletic, and if they get out in the open court, you're in big trouble.
Durant with it. Goes up off the pick, and that one is hammered home.
Well, that's a solidly executed pick play. I mean, it paid dividends with that nice dunk.
Exactly the result they were looking for.
Yeah, it worked so well. I mean, he got set, did not shuffle his feet. Really well done there offensively.
Duncan with the screen for Parker. Screen by Duncan. Parker outside, looking for Ginobili. He gets it there. Nailed from three-point land. Ginobili's got 5 points in the quarter. And the Thunder in the half court, more of a jump shooting team.
And sometimes that can be a backhanded compliment. I mean, you look at their roster, Durant, Westbrook, Ibaka, even Reggie Jackson, you know, all pretty good from mid-range. So they spread you out, and then, of course, Durant's jump shot is pretty much unguardable.
Here's Morrow. Takes a shot at the elbow, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Spurs trail by 16. San Antonio calls timeout. Well, going into last season, Thiago Splitter accepting a 4-year, $36 million extension, Steve, from the Spurs.
A lot of people questioned the value of that contract, but Splitter more than earned it with his play throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. He's versatile, he can pass, he can defend, and even though his numbers were down a little bit last year, he made tremendous impact just in terms of their interior play.
Now here's Parker. Tight defense on him. Duncan with the screen for Parker. And there's the call on Anthony Morrow. That is his first foul of the game.
Third team foul.
Here's Parker, and against the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Parker's got 4 points in the quarter.
And Splitter, clearly, when you look at him offensively, is not a floor spacer. He's a guy who's going to finish inside. He's going to set solid screens. Even though he plays close to the basket, his field goal percentage dropped by almost 10% over the last couple of seasons. He was once superb in that area. Now he's just rock solid. But with the Spurs, in his role, rock solid is good enough.
Leonard kicks to Duncan, and the basket good. Duncan's got 29 in the game.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Dishes to Durant. Pass to Morrow. Ibaka with a screen on Ginobili. Shoots off the screen. Duncan with the block, but they recover it. Clock is at 3. Second chance shot again, Oklahoma City.
Well, tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. An impressive win for the Thunder.
It was like watching a three-point shooting contest tonight here, Clark.
I call them warm-up jump shots. I mean, 3 after 3, it paid off for him in the end.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
Well, what a great way for them to have kicked off this season series. These two teams play twice more, and no question who's going to have the advantage in those games after what happened here tonight.
Yeah, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though, Steve. I mean, the team coming out on the losing end of a game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in games 2 and 3.
You look at the stats and you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Durant. Every time he shot it seemed like it was just going to drop in, and nobody was surprised.
Duncan can't hit. Oklahoma City has gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the 4th. Westbrook with it. He's picked up by Parker. Outside Durant. Durant drawing the double team. Back to Westbrook. There's a good screen. Trying to get open is Ibaka. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Durant's got 41.
Boy, they're extending their lead. It kind of feels like they're just piling on here as we come to an end.
Well, hey, let's just call it what it is. They are trying to run it up on them.
Duncan dishes to Ginobili. Back to Duncan. He digs the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow. Clark, I'm guessing that wasn't the plan for the D on that trip.
And I'm agreeing with you there. Once they opened the lane up for him, that was a little emphasis on that finish.
Take what the defense gives you and then just power it home, right? Why not?
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And now, down to Doris Burke, who is courtside, standing by with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Kevin, this game looked like it was going to be very tough to pull out. What's your secret to maintaining your focus?
We just kept believing. We on defense, we just kept helping each other out, getting out and running to get some easy baskets, and everybody chipped in.
Championship caliber defense, Kevin. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying, see you next time, as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
So always a tough time here playing against the Spurs, as we'll see here. 31 points there for Duncan, 8 rebounds for him. Splitter, who just pretty much was just a thorn in our side. 14 points and 10 rebounds there. He got his double-double there. And, of course, Ginobili. Personally, I'm not a fan of his when it comes to video games. 18 points for him. Had a tough time trying to really get a hold of him. But we found a way to win the ball game there. Trying to change up some defense, but especially playing that half-court press there. And really doing a good job with that. And then kind of getting a couple guys there in foul trouble. But there you see 41 points there for Kevin Durant. 27 for Morrow. He had a big game there with those 3 points there. He was 7 of 9 there. When it came to three-pointers. Free throws, Durant made all 4 of his. Everybody did a good job there. Ibaka, 15 points there, 9 rebounds, just 1 shy. Again, a double-double. And, of course, Westbrook there, 10 points, 11 assists there for him. And he's doing a great job here passing the ball more. And we need to have him do that a lot more here, especially scoring there. A few times he missed some three-pointers there when we needed them. But for the most part, really doing a good job there, trying to keep the guys in there. And really, we need to try to pass the ball around, not take so many, not let the first guy touch the ball, shoot it. Just really move it around here. So there you see 117.99 there. Of course, like I said, tough time there the first half. But like I said, found a way, found the right defense, and was able to take the game from them at home there on Christmas. So not a good Christmas Day present there for the Spurs fans, but hey, Thunder fans are happy. They are thundered up and are happy to take this game away from the Spurs. Of course, this is not going to be the first time we'll face them. We'll face them here in about another month or so again, but this time it'll be at home at Chesapeake Arena. So take a look at here at social media. Of course, everyone's talking about the game and how we've now won 8 straight now here, and we are looking pretty good here. So we're hoping we can get ready for the next games coming up. Now, as before, we're going to go ahead and sim 10 games, and we'll be sometime in the early part of January, I think, or no, late part of January. So we'll sim those games here, and not here, but I'll sim them, and you guys will see where we're at when it comes to records wise. But 23-7 right now, 4th place right now according to the power rankings, and we are looking very, very good right now in the Pacific Northwest division. So there you see, Charlotte will be our next game. Would be the next game, but we'll see here. 10 games. Like I said, I think the last game is the Magic's game, and it'll be the middle part of looks like middle part of January will be in. So we'll see where we're at there. But as always, that is it for this episode, guys. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and check out other great series here on ESGNet. You guys want to know about the latest in videos? You guys want to know the latest in videos? You guys can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. The links are down below in the description. And as always, keep you guys selves, each other healthy, and definitely come on back for more Thunder basketball here on ESGNet. As always, I'll see you guys next time.